Hey, hi, what's up? Hello, we have a new chapter of One Piece. Last one was pretty crazy. Last one was pretty crazy. We found out at last who the persistent traitor had been that was leaking their plans, reporting back to Orochi, and it was, in fact, Kanjuro, who had, from the very, very early age at which he became a vassal for Odin, secretly been a spy for the Kuromori family for Shogun Orochi. I saw a pretty cool video that was made like 5 or 6 months ago that actually called out that Kanjuro was the traitor, which is pretty impressive. And the evidence was not shockingly there, but very, very subtly developed, which I'm quite impressed with, because subtlety is not usually the strongest suit of One Piece. But sometimes you realize that there's this genius foreshadowing. It's like super next level. All it was based on was scenes where important information was being relayed. Kanjuro always happened to be there. And if you thought about other ways that that information could have reached more characters, in that present conversation, it just doesn't really make sense. That it must have been in that one speaking. Other things too about stuff that only Kanjuro would have known, about the whereabouts of Raizo, Kinemon, and such, that the enemies were acting in accordance with, that really everyone else involved wouldn't have known the fate of those that set out for Zou. They would have only known that they left altogether, whereas they knew specifically that Raizo was the only one that actually made it onto the elephant. Little things like that, just little things like that. But it was actually there. It was actually planned from the start. I've been rereading the Wano arc. I'm about kind of halfway through. I'll probably read the other half and get totally caught up again. I don't know, maybe tonight. But it's more impressive to me. It's more enjoyable and kind of more cohesive reading it a whole bunch at once instead of week by week. Especially now that I know a lot of more about the significance of like characters that are introduced. At the beginning, you're just getting all these characters thrown at you, and you're like, okay, like who is this? Why do I care? Who is this? Why do I care? And a lot of like small plot points and connections, and sometimes even bigger plot points. I didn't really add up. Like the fact that Murasaki was never dead, that Kyoshiro, the mob boss that suddenly killed her during the big kerfuffle at the Shogun's palace, was actually just allowing her to fake her death and run off, where she was pursued by Killer and all that stuff. I don't think I realized that was such a dumbass. But that makes so much more sense now, and that was actually foreshadowing the fact that Kyoshiro was one of the vassals, that he was secretly sympathetic to the Kozuki clan. It all makes sense now, and I should have known, and in retrospect it was obvious, but I don't think I realized until this reread, so I'm glad I'm rereading. Probably some other things will become apparent to me as well. Anyways, here we see uh, Shifon giving a big kiss to Gyari, who was just saving her from the Marines. But, twist, surprise, she says, thank you, whoever you are. So this is actually Lola, Shifon's sister, who of course is a serial kisser. We learned that on Thriller Bark back when she was the warthog. And so in doing so, not only did he protect this fair young maiden, but Gyari actually solved their quest, and the sisters can be reunited. How nice. Assuming Shifon is doing okay too, that she didn't also get kidnapped. Anyways, this chapter is called Kinemon's Clever Trick. So it looks like the twists haven't stopped. This time maybe the good guys will get the upper hand. That'd be nice. Let's find out. So poor Shinobu has been beset by snakes. It looks like these are maybe Kanjuro's more impressive real drawings. What does that mean? Does Lord Orochi do nothing take advantage of my report? What's Luffy's band doing here? I heard that Law was thrown in prison. Yeah, you had a date, bro. You don't know what's going on. You've been spying, but you could have been spying harder. Don't know who it was that tried to bomb the Sunny, but they were idiots for thinking any old explosive would do the trick. Shipped it across 1,000 seas. It's made from the wood of Adam, the jewel tree. Took a while to fix the sail, though, so that's why they were late. So yeah, I remember they attacked the Sunny, but like, yeah, whatever. And Frankie's in rare form here. This crazy samurai-inspired robot transformation. His loincloth says Iron, Tetsu, badass. Everyone is here. Carrot is here. Wanda in the background is here. None of the allies that were supposed to be here. Right, right. So here's the thing. They've got Kid's crew, Law's crew, Luffy's crew, including a bunch of random minks and stuff. But the real fighting force, honestly, if you think about their strength, if you think about their numbers, were the tons and tons of samurai on Wano. The Lord Hyogyoro, the former mafioso guy, and the rest had recruited. Those are the ones that are still stranded. It's going to be difficult for them to fight this on their own. Can smash up those battleships anyways, right? Oh, this is going to be exciting. The full strength of their ships, plus the crew on them against such primo targets as gigantic Kaido battleships. I want to see some stuff unleashed. Where are the 3,500 people from the late excavation labor camp? See them. 2,000 Yakuza from all over the nation. 200 of Dogstrom's musketeers at the port. And 280 from the Atamaya Thieves Brigade. It's so hype that there's like, just the way of putting direct numbers to it, all these expectations. Everyone's costumes are so cool, by the way. Got Usopp in some real like samurai ninja type gear with that headband looking like the first Hokage from Naruto. Sanji looks hella dapper. He's like, I'm not gonna do Wano stuff. I'm just gonna dress like this. this is fine. And Chopper's so adorable. He looks like a little stag beetle. Dozens of ships we repaired with their help were supposed to be here by now. Plus enough weapons for every last one of them, delivered from the region of Ringo. Run into trouble somehow. Even Zeus has armor on. Dang. Nami looks awesome too. Robin in the back is wearing her kimono still. Well, it's not puzzling to us. We know just how devastating Orochi's preemptive strike was. But yeah, for these guys, this is quite an offense, quite a disappointment. Sorry, the entire plan was leaked. Kanjuro looking so... so evil. Whatever it is that happened to them, I know nothing. Don't know what's going on either. Might have failed to destroy that lion ship, but we made sure to sink every boat lined up from Itachi Port last night. On Shogun Orochi's orders, we took down every great bridge that connects the regions. It's so nice of them to just tell. I guess they're bragging, and they can't help it. This is another good example of like magical conversation manga, which is a pretty common manga writing trope that I really have no problem with whatsoever, but I just think it's kind of funny to call out. So like, they're in the middle of a storm on like separate ships, and they're kind of just talking. Like there's exclamation marks, and some of the text bubbles are kind of jagged. But could they really be just having a conversation between these ships? And it's not just like, what? What? And then even Kaido ships that are even further away, they're just like, hey, what's going on? I don't know why they said, we don't know what's going on either. Don't they very, very clearly know exactly what's going on? Anyways, these gifters look pretty cool. There's an eagle guy. Look at the expression on the eagle's head. He's just like, it's a living, like those Flintstones animals. And this butterfly woman, pretty badass. That's why none of your friends showed up. If they had made it, they wouldn't be getting to Onigashima without ships. If you miss this opportunity, you'll never get another chance. Because we've lured all the rebels we've lured into the open are going to die slowly and painfully starting tomorrow. I hate to add despair onto despair, but today's feast is celebrating the alliance of the Animal Kingdom Pirates and the Big Mom Pirates. That's right, that's right. Pretty much everyone doesn't even know that Big Mom is on the island. I don't know how far that news spread, but I don't think it's very far. Oh, I just realized Killer isn't with Kid's crew, is he? Killer just is still kind of insane and who knows where. That's sad. Killer and Kid were good buds. But yeah, Big Mom is here, teaming up with Kaido over their mutual hatred of all these punk kids running around messing up their stuff. That's going to be rough. They're up against two emperors, and a great deal of their allies have been totally incapacitated. But what is Kinemon's trick? So what if 3 tiny pirate ships have come to save their samurai friends? All small timers that have already been captured in Wano once before. That's true. All 3 of the captains have been at one point imprisoned in Wano. In the name of Kaido, Emperor of the Sea, you'll all be sunk beneath the waves. Are you flunkies acting tough? Okay, and once again, the 3 captains about to fight each other because they can't decide who gets to fight the battleships. Both losers. Yeah, they all hop over. Kid using some sort of magnet tug. Luffy, of course, just stretching over, and Law casually warping over, as is his modus operandi. Punk, rocket, bounce, man. Room. So, Luffy using his strongest technique yet, going full Gear 4, just to tear up all these flunkies on the battleship. I feel like that's overkill, and I feel like he's mostly just trying to show off in front of Kid and Law. Meanwhile, Law and Kid, I'm sure, are doing the same thing. Well, Kid uses a power here that I don't think we've heard him reference before. Punk Rotten. I think some of his other attacks are prefixed by Punk, but it looks like he's magnetically manipulating a bunch of gear around him to do something. Unclear what. But I think it's building up some sort of more powerful exoskeleton. What I really like is that Law, this entire time, and I'm sure every battle going forward, his attack is just saying room. And the room opens up, and then it's all just up to his creativity. And where he improves in strength, I think, is mostly just in his focus and preciseness and his ability to do operations, and then making the room bigger. It's so simple and straightforward, and yet it's definitely one of the coolest powers in the whole series. Whoa! And one battleship down already. We don't even really understand what combination of their attacks could have caused a massive explosion like this. These captains are crazy. Do something. Shoot them dead. They're still just arguing with each other. I love it. Boys seem to be having trouble. Oh, the Kyoshiro family ship. But Kyoshiro isn't on their side. Ha 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 ha. It's like the enemy, you say, allow me. And he cuts the battleship right in half. Yo, that's so hype. That's some classic, like, Hawkeye type slicing up. Slice up a gigantic armada fleet ship like that. That's right, Kyoshiro. So he must have loaded up his family ship. Because of course they wouldn't sink that. There's no reason to. They think he's on their side. So I'm sure it's loaded up with powerful mafioso, Yakuza people. No need to sink you, so I simply disable the cannons you had pointing this way. Now your enemies, why would you do that? It's the boss in the capital who took over Hyogoro. Because I am a samurai. I'm the Yakuza of the Flower Capital. People there call me Napping Kyoshiro. Ooh, and Ashura Doji, aka Shutenmaru, definitely knows this guy's reputation, but he hasn't realized that he knows him so much better than that. 200 men of the Kyoshiro family are at your disposal in this raid. What favor do you owe us? The favor and debt I owe the Kozuki clan is immeasurable. In fact, I think back on 40 years ago, Kin, to the mountain god incident that happened in the capital. Ooh, Kin, he calls him Kin. He knows. Kinemon. People believed it to be caused by Lord Odin's rampaging, but they were wrong. That event was caused by the greed of your younger days. It's Denjiro! Oh, this is pretty cool! Indeed it is. I suppose you do not recognize me. I revealed myself to you at once, but I chose to stay your enemy just in case. Sure enough, I had named myself the betrayer in your... If I had named myself the betrayer in your midst, would have passed it on. Sure that Orochi had me killed. Instead, I retained Orochi's trust to the very end, and thus I was able to liberate 1,000 samurai from the Raisetsu prisoners' quarters. Add another 1,200 soldiers to the total. So not only did he liberate those samurai, but I'm sure he had access to those ships. They were able to overrun them, sail them out themselves. Ooh, it's all really happening! At last the day has come when we can fight. I knew you were sharp. Lord Yasui's riddle image featured the 2 lines over the stomach of the pit, the Habu pit fiber, which symbolizes Habu port. Those 2 lines over the belly are assigned to remove the midsection of the word, because it would be obvious to all that taking out the middle of Habu Minato leaves Hatu or wharf. Relate only the message of 2 lines to the others because you sense that Orochi had a spy in your midst. You cleverly misread the answer as Tokage port in the presence of your group. The unwitting spy passed the answer of Tokage straight to Orochi. Wait. So were there actually ships at yet another port? And Kinemon seems like confused. Maybe this was just a coincidence. Oh, such is the foolishness of a man who lies fallow in the capital for too long. Orochi misjudged the distance between locations and chose to make his move last night. But by that time, all of your allied forces were done crossing the bridge, and all the ships you needed had left the port. The ones they sank were those left behind. So the 4,200 soldiers you rallied followed the plan perfectly, hiding themselves behind the maple forest along the wharf at Habu Port, the place so beloved by Lord Yasui, until the moment of the plan had arrived. Everyone is fine. Everyone is here. All the weapons, all the ship, all the samurai. For a while I was thinking, oh, okay, it's going to be like, they're massively outnumbered. The resources they had weren't there. They're going to try to fight anyways. Miraculously, a victory. But I think this is so much cooler because now we get to see all these characters in action. We get to see the true fighting force of Wano. And just this feeling of everything coming together. This huge armada coalescing around a single cause. All these people from all these different walks of life that had all been downtrodden and ruined by Kaido. The collective vengeance in their hearts catching flame on this one fire festival evening. Ooh, show me the big shot of all the ships. Yes! It might be 20 years later, but we'll never forget Lord Odin's legendary death. We've always believed the Kozuki clan will return to power. Let's work together, Akazaya. We're ready to fight. There's Hyogoro. The raid on Onigashima hasn't lost a single step. 1,200 to add. The total now stands at 5,400 soldiers. Continue forth, onward to Onigashima. Whatever just happened, it sounds like we're good to go. Like, Luffy doesn't even, like, understand so many things. So many things. Truly our leader, kid. A man worthy of respect. Yes. Kinemon didn't know. He didn't know. I knew it. When he first looked confused. I knew that you were sharp. He's like, what? But take out the middle to get the characters for war. He had no idea, but it all worked out. Miraculously, it all worked out. Oh, I love it. Just the mixture of miracle and preparation and the hard work of many, but in the end still hinged upon miraculous misunderstandings. All right, the raid has begun. It hasn't lost a single step. Ooh, this is beautiful. Okay, okay. We still gotta deal with Kanjuro having kidnapped Momotaro. Don't worry about that later. It's time to go to Onigashima. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I really, really hope we get an Ainz Lobby type raid on this island. Big simultaneous fights with consequences that manifest in other fights, but with enough individual focus that we can see the strength and uniqueness of characters. A sense of preparedness on both sides, of tactics and strategies and battle plans that go better or worse depending on how many idiots are involved. So much I look forward to here. Okay, let's look forward to the next chapter, which isn't until April 5th. So it looks like Oda is taking a week off, but that's fine. Okay, bye for now.